Hey, good morning everybody. It's Mike with the Bayird Pre-Owned Super Center here in Jonesboro. Another great Saturday morning. The weather's been cool this week. I hope it stays cool just like this through the rest of August. I'm not saying I want the cold weather to come yet, but it is a nice reprieve from the super hot stuff that we had, into July. That stuff was rough. I guess the beginning of August too. So, glad to have you this morning. Got some great new inventory that we're going to show. We know you got a lot going on right now with school starting back. Even if you don't have children in school, it's still a lot for everybody else because traffic patterns are disrupted for a week or two. It's just a crazy couple weeks. So just stay calm. Try not to let it stress you out. Hopefully we can show you some cars, get your mind off of that. Maybe even find something that you're interested in, something that you can enjoy while you're in that traffic. So without further ado, we'll kind of start talking about some cars. I've got one right here that we just pulled up. We were actually fixing to take some photos of this to have this listed on the internet. 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4-wheel drive. Really good looking vehicle. This is black exterior, black interior, has the black wheels on it, and looks like the previous owner had some really nice Toyo Open Country AT tires. These are excellent tires. I have used them personally on my vehicles before. Have a really nice tread pattern. They're great in different off-road conditions, but they're very quiet. It's not one of those tires that makes a lot of noise, so it is a really good tire there. Really nice vehicle. This one's got, I always go back to my cheat sheet, 43,000 miles on a 2018, so that's nice low miles for the year. V6 engine, again it is 4-wheel drive, and it gets 25 miles per gallon on the highway, so great fuel economy for a nice full-size SUV. I know if you've watched our show before, I talk about the Grand Cherokees often. They are a great vehicle for the money. And by the way, just so we don't forget, $32,992 is the price on this vehicle here. And you see, again, if you haven't watched this before, we make shopping simple and easy. We put our price information, the information of the vehicle, right there on the windshield so that it's easy to access, both for you and for us. So that way there's no guessing or, especially in like hot weather conditions, right? Standing out here on the lot while you try to look it up on a phone or something like that. So we want to make the shopping process easy and simple. When you do shop in person, we want it to be just like shopping online, where you have a lot of access to a lot of different information. And I say that, but not all websites are created equal, right? Some websites you go to and you get like a little bit of information, but you don't get everything that you need. So then you got to go, to the search engine and start, looking for the rest of the information that you want to have. We try to make sure that on our website at BayardPreOwned.com, you have a lot of great information right there, and a lot of information that sometimes you normally have to go to the dealership to get. Things like the Carfax, the original window sticker. We put the safety ratings on there, the government safety crash test ratings. All that information is right there. You can even click on the owner's manual to a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee and digitally look through that. So, if you're curious, like, hey, there's a particular feature I really love on my car, I wonder how it works on that car, you can actually click on the owner's manual and flip through it yourself digitally. So it's nice to have all those features on there because they are very convenient for you when you're shopping. We also have some great finance companies that we've teamed up with, like Capital One Auto Finance, where you can actually go on there and without affecting your credit score, you can actually shop our inventory by payment and get a pre-approval right there on our website. So a lot of great tools on our website. We try to carry all that information here to the dealership, make sure that that experience matches our online presence so that we do have a nice, easy experience while you're here at the dealership. Our goal is to provide you with the information that you need to make a decision and make it a simple process, one that you're comfortable with, so that way you do not feel that there's any pressure in it. That's very important for us. There are a lot of dealerships that focus on selling the car today, don't let the customer leave. Hey, here's the thing. Northeast Arkansas, no matter how big it's gotten in the last few years, it's still a small area, it's still a small community. I've been here for 20 years. I go to church with folks like you, I see you at the stores. the last thing I want to do is put a lot of pressure on you and then, you know, have to answer to you a couple months down the road when I see you at the store somewhere and say, hey, you really put the pressure on me and I really didn't want this vehicle. So that's not how we operate. We don't do that. It's just not the way we're interested in doing business. So we want to provide all that information for you, let you as the customer make a decision. Now what we do to try to make sure, obviously we have a lot of experience in the business. We want to make sure that we provide you not only with just some information, but some good information, right? So one of the things that we first do is run all of our cars through a used vehicle inspection. Okay, so it goes back there to our technician. They put it up on the lift, they check it out, they road test the vehicle, they check the brakes, they check the oil, they change the oil, but they're also looking at that oil as they're changing it to make sure that there's no issues with the oil, like, you know, excessive metal shavings or something like that, signs of a vehicle that's having mechanical issues on the way. Now, ultimately, you cannot solve and see everything in the future, but there are a lot of things that we do catch sometimes that we end up just wholesaling the car, getting rid of it. It's not for sale to the public because it's not worth the hassle. So we do run into that sometimes, and we think that's very important because, one, you know, if we can find out that a vehicle has a problem, it's not worth selling it to a customer. So we just won't even offer it for sale. We have folks come in all the time. They say, hey, where's your trade-ins at? Can I buy, you know, some of your wholesale vehicles? We don't sell those to the public either. That's just Keith Bayard's policy. He doesn't want to sell a vehicle that he's not comfortable selling to a customer. So we try to do a lot of research, a lot of work on the front end to make sure that we have a great car for you. You know, when you go to, not all dealerships do that, right? So sometimes you go to a dealership and maybe they change the oil and that's about it. You know, the number one thing that I see more often than not, customers bring a car in for a trade-in and the check engine light's on, right? So I just asked them, hey, have you had the check engine light checked out? Oh no, when I bought it, the dealership told me it was just an O2 sensor. So O2 sensors are completely misunderstood a lot of times, and people use it as bad information a lot of times, right? So O2 sensors are actually, these sensors, they're oxygen sensors. They're actually located in the exhaust, past, you know, where all the exhaust gases are coming out of your motor. They go into the exhaust system. That's where your O2 sensors are reading the air-fuel mixture to see how the engine is running. So it's kind of like a, you know, after-the-fact sensor that determines how the engine is running now, right? So if it notices things like the fuel's too rich, then it can make adjustments on the fly, if possible, to make sure that the air-fuel mixture is correct, right? But sometimes it's outside of the range that the vehicle has the capability to correct. So you might have a fuel injector that's pouring too much fuel into the cylinder, right? That's going to have a really rich fuel mixture in the exhaust, and the O2 sensor would pick up on that. So yeah, you'll get a light that says basically there's a malfunction with an O2 sensor. It's not the O2 sensor that failed, it's something else that's causing a failure that will eventually lead to a bigger problem, right? So if you have too much fuel going into a cylinder of an engine, you could actually burn the pistons. You could also melt your catalytic converter on the internal, so then your catalytic converter gets stopped up, which causes other problems in the run. So, you know, anytime you see a check engine light, we always recommend getting that checked out, okay? You know, if it's an O2 sensor that's reading an issue, there probably is something else that has gone wrong. And O2 sensors aren't as cheap as they used to be. They used to be, you know, $10, $15 parts. You could change it out. Now, O2 sensors, I was literally just in my service department a few minutes ago, had one that come in, it was a $90 O2 sensor, right? Some of them are as much as $200 to $250 for an O2 sensor. So it's good to know that information. I always advise, you know, making sure that you get whatever is causing your check engine light to be fixed, so that way if you do have another issue pop up, you would know about it. Just like the tire pressure monitoring light. A lot of people, that drives people nuts, but if you do stay on top of your tire pressures and make sure you have the optimum tire pressure in your tires, that's not only going to save you fuel and make your tires last longer, but when you actually do have a flat, when that tire light comes on, then you'll know that you actually have a flat. So if you see those warning lights on, you know, get those things checked out. Of course, you can go to your favorite mechanic. We also have a service department here, so feel free to bring it by. We can get those things checked out for you. But we always recommend making sure that you take care of any maintenance lights or warning lights that are on your car, so that way if you ever do have a real problem, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, right? If the light's always on, you never think anything's wrong with it, right? So get it taken care of so that way when there is a real problem, you will know it. I'll give you just a quick personal story. One time I was actually hauling a trailer. I was going up to Malden, Missouri. I had left Jonesboro. I had been driving for about an hour and my tire pressure light came on. Well, as you drive, your tires heat up, so pressure builds up in them. So it's really odd that if your tire light comes on and says your tire's low, obviously I'm losing some air pressure, right? So I kind of checked it with the steering wheel, seemed fine, drove another mile or so, found a parking lot, finally pulled in. As I got out of the truck, I could hear the air coming out of the tire, and there was a quarter-sized hole in the sidewall of the tire. That would have obviously been a blowout had I kept driving, and a blowout while hauling a trailer on a 2-lane road up in Missouri where there's ditches right there at the edge of the road. It's not a fun thing. So I'm glad that that tire pressure light was there to protect me, and ultimately it saved me a lot of money and probably a headache. So I do recommend always getting those taken care of. Show you a 2020 Mustang. This is one we just traded for last week. It's a local trade-in. This is the EcoBoost with the premium interior package. So this has a 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder. And like many other vehicles I've showed you over the last couple years, don't be shocked by a 4-cylinder. You might think, well, that's a Ford Mustang, why would they ever do that? It's turbocharged, it's got a lot of power. Before you knock it, you gotta try it. It is very fun to drive. Matter of fact, I would say that probably almost half of the Mustangs probably sold in the last couple of years, this is just complete gas by the way, are probably the 4-cylinders. I mean, I see more of them than the V6. A lot of people like the 4-cylinder turbocharged. Some people claim that it's, they've tuned them and got as fast as the 5-liter V8s, which you definitely don't see many of those anymore. So if you're interested for a sports car, this is a great car like that. These are power tops on these, and these tops, they're not made like the old soft tops that you would find in cars 20, 25 years ago. It was a thing in the past where if you had a soft top car, I mean, you really had to worry about taking care of these tops, because if you didn't, then they would just deteriorate and then you'd have to put a new top on it. So these tops are very well built. I mean, they've got actually panels in them, so it's not like it's just a complete soft material. They're not loud like they used to be. They have better material in them that reduces road noise. And with the press of a button, you got your top down and you got a convertible car, so you don't have to do any work to put the top up and down. That's a really nice thing about modern tops. A lot of fun to drive. Safety, I used to hear questions about safety quite often on convertibles. Safety is not an issue on these. Every car has to pass certain safety standards set forth by the federal government. So they go through crash test ratings. They are checked out thoroughly before they're able to be offered to sell, for sale to consumers. One thing that convertibles do to make up for that, a lot of people don't know this, but a convertible car is actually heavier than a non-convertible car because they actually have to put extra frame material in there to make the chassis stiffer to make up for not having that solid roof. So they're just as safe. A lot of times people say, well, what about, so people a long time ago when it was all cloth tops and it didn't have these panels in them, they would say, well, it's easier for somebody to break in. Hey, you know how thieves work. I mean, they're going to break into whatever they want to, no matter what. People forget that you got glass windows, right? So glass is usually easy to break no matter what kind of car you have. So if somebody really wanted to get inside your vehicle, I'm sure that's what they would probably do. Really nice Ford Mustang. Like I said, that's the leather interior. It's got the heated and cooled seats. We've got a good selection of SUVs right now. I'm sitting here looking at the new body style Ford Escape, Nissan Murano, Nissan Rogue. These Rogues are fantastic cars. We sell a lot of these. This is a 2020 model. It's the SV trim package with the all-wheel drive. So it's all-wheel drive. You don't have to press any buttons for the all-wheel drive to work. It just works all the time, no matter what weather conditions you're in. People love the all-wheel drive. Once you kind of get an all-wheel drive car, it is hard to go back. They are very nice. The SV package is kind of the midline package. It has a lot of the bells and whistles and gadgets. It does have cloth interior, but it does have heated seats. So I know a lot of people over the years have bought cars with leather just because they wanted the heated seats. So you don't have to have heated seats, or you don't have to have leather to get heated seats. In a package like this, you can get the heated seats with cloth. It does have the big touchscreen radio with the backup camera in it as well. Someone also previously tinted the windows on these. And I always, remind folks, hey, a lot of these SUVs have roof racks on them, and don't forget how capable and how useful that roof rack rails can be. You get some crossbars put on these things, and you can haul extra stuff up there, without having to have a truck, something like that. So I personally drive an SUV, have roof rack cross rails on mine, and I've put Christmas trees up there and kayaks and all kinds of stuff on top of mine. So we've got Toyota RAV4, Chevy Equinox. These Chevy Equinox, they're great sellers. A lot of people buy these cars. This one here is still under factory warranty, and you're going to see that sticker on a lot of our vehicles here. So if it does have some of the factory warranty left, we notate it with that sticker. And then inside the car is the Carfax folder with the full Carfax history, as well as the expiration date on the warranty. So besides just telling you that, yes, this car came with a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, we're going to show you the exact date that expires, because we want you to know all that information, so that way it's not like a, people sometimes don't realize too that if you get a lower mileage car that's older in years, sometimes they expire on the term before they expire on the miles. And so we want to accurately represent all the vehicles that we have for sale, make sure that you get the best information possible. But this car here's got 46,000 miles on it. It gets 26 miles per gallon in the city, 32 on the highway. People love the Chevrolet Equinox. They don't have a third row in them, but if you don't need a third row, they're a great vehicle. Right next to it is a Buick Envision Essence package, similar in size to the Equinox, but this would be like the luxury version of that vehicle. This is a 2019 with 25,000 miles on it. It does have the leather interior, the big touchscreen radio, backup camera on it as well too, polished wheels. So definitely a different look, and you compare these two cars side by side, and it's really a choice for you at this point, right? So do you want the sportier Equinox, or do you want the luxury package in the Buick? And that's what I love about selling pre-owned cars is, yes, they're both manufactured by GM, but a lot of times the Chevrolet lot is not at the same place as the Buick lot. So if you wanted to compare these cars, you're going to have to go to 2 different locations, deal with 2 different salespeople, 2 different sales processes, just to look at 2 different cars. Where when you come here, it's real simple and easy, right? And if you want to compare, one of these to the Toyota RAV4 next to it, we can look at a lot of different makes and models right here in one place. Conveniently, we allow you to test drive these cars. You can be able to test drive them back to back and get a true feel for how they drive, right? Because you're going to compare them on the same roads. Let's check out, I've got a 2019 GMC Acadia. This is the SLT. So the Acadia is the 3rd row SUV from GMC. This one has 45,000 miles. This one was a local trade-in. We traded for it. It was in great condition. Passed our process pretty quickly, actually. It really didn't need much. It does have the 2nd row bucket seats with the leather interior, heated seats on it as well too. Like I said, 45,000 miles, still under factory warranty. These are very popular. The Acadias do sell very well for us. So if you're looking for something like that, we've got that one. I showed you a 2019 Equinox and Indigo. Here's a 2020. The other one was a 2-wheel drive. This is an all-wheel drive. So there's some more options for you, right? Just because you're not looking at a new car a lot doesn't mean you don't have great options. And then right next to it, we've got the new Chevrolet Blazer. So this is a 2020 Chevrolet Blazer. It's the LT all-wheel drive. Go on our website and check out the pictures of this. The interior on this vehicle is really, really nice. It's cool how much time and effort some of these manufacturers spend on making sure that their vehicles just look nice, both on the outside and the inside. The fit and finish of cars it's miles above where we were 15, 20 years ago. It's just amazing how far cars have come, you know, the vehicles. I talk about it with new salespeople all the time. You know, 15, 20 years ago when I got in the business, you know, if we were out talking about a car, it was, you know, hey, this one's got power windows and locks and cruise control and maybe a CD player, right? And that was a big deal, right? You were talking about CD players and power equipment. Now, you know, I would assume that most people just assume that everything has power equipment. There are very, very few cars left on the market without power equipment, and they're usually something, you know, unique, like a two-door work truck or like a Wrangler. Sometimes you can get Wranglers with that, but as far as an actual, you know, car, truck, or SUV, don't see it anymore. So people don't ask about that kind of stuff, and we all take it for granted because we're just so used to seeing it inside all the cars. But now these cars have a lot of technology upgrades. You know, almost all of them have the big touchscreen radios in it. You know, things like backup cameras are now standard and required by the federal government for safety reasons. You also have a lot of the manufacturers who've added things like the blind spot monitoring as safety equipment, the lane departure warning as safety equipment. You know, side airbags are standard and everything now, and have been since about 2010, 2011. I can't remember the exact year. But a lot of people don't realize that side curtain airbags are now standard equipment. That's another federal government mandate. So, you know, some of that technology and some of the extra time and attention that they spend on the detail of cars are one of the reasons why the prices are obviously higher now than they were 15, 20 years ago. But we get much more for our money. It's not like the older cars where, you know, all you got was power equipment. Got a couple of Dodge Chargers here in stock. Looks like we got, they're almost twins. Got a white one and a bright red. This is the red one here is a 2018 Charger SXT Plus. So the SXT package is kind of your midline package. It does have the 3.6 liter V6 engine. The Plus on the SXT means that this one does have the leather interior. It also has the heated and cooled seats in it as well too. The Alpine sound system, upgraded 20-inch wheels, and there's quite a few other features and add-ons that this car has. So Chargers are very, very popular right now. They sell very, very well. It's a 2018 model. It does have 68,000 miles, locally owned, 30 miles per gallon in a full-size car. And that really is one of the reasons that this car is so popular. That, along with the room, they look good. I mean, you just got a lot going for the Chargers. $28,992 is the price on that. So call it like a four-door sports car. Right next to it here, we've got a 2020 Chevrolet Camaro that has 16,000 miles on it, still under full factory warranty. Really nice light gray interior, V6 engine. Like I said, 18,000 miles, good looking car. You don't have to talk about these too much. They're just good looking cars. So people like them. We'll go up here and look at some cars. How about this Chrysler 300 right here? 2017 Chrysler 300. This is a 300C. This one here is got some additional add-ons like the panoramic sunroof in it, black with polished wheels, black interior. The 300. So, you know, one of the things that some of the manufacturers do that drive me nuts is just the trim package names. Sometimes it's really hard to differentiate what one car is different from the next car, right? So you've got like Chrysler 300, you've got 300 Limited, and then you got 300C, and then you got 300 Platinum. So they make all those different trim packages. The C is one of the upper packages. The Platinum is probably the only one above that. So it does have extra features and upgrades that the Limited does not have. So if you want to look at more of those, again, go on our website at BayardPreOwned.com where you can look at some of those features up close. You can also see the original window sticker as well there too. It's all simple and easy to shop on there. Right next to it, I've got a 2020 Subaru Legacy. Subaru only makes like two sedans. You know, most of their stuff is wagons. So if you like the Subaru, but you don't want the wagon look, the Legacy is probably the best option for you if you're looking for size. So a 4-door sedan. All Subarus are all-wheel drive. So no matter which trim package you get, no matter which model you get, they're all-wheel drive, okay? They're known for their all-weather handling and capability. They still get great fuel economy. This one's 27 miles per gallon in the city and 35 on the highway. It does have 53,000 miles on it, and surprisingly, it's still under factory warranty. A lot of these manufacturers, the warranties are so different, so that's one of the reasons that we pull that information on that Carfax, so that way we can show you that and show you exactly how much of that warranty is available. So this is the premium package. Definitely get online. It's got like a huge screen in it, by the way. Check out the pictures on the website. I don't even know, maybe it's like a 12-inch screen. It looks kind of like the 12-inch screens that are in the Ram trucks. So huge screen, a lot of functionality, a lot of safety features on the Subaru. Subaru is known for their safety ratings. They have great cars for sure. I know we're starting to wind down on time. So kind of point out, you know, we've always got Ford Fusions in stock. We've got several of these. We've got a Nissan Maxima. I have not had a chance to show you this one before. This is a 2020 Nissan Maxima with 18,000 miles. Sometimes, you know, it's just hard to get Nissan Maximas. We were able to buy two at the same time. We sold one of them before I even get a chance to show it to you. This is the 2020 model SB, leather interior, a really nice sporty sedan. This one here, granite color with black accents on it, 3.5 liter V6, a lot of power. This is something that would compare to like the Dodge Charger. So if you like the full size of the Charger, but maybe you know you don't want one because everybody else has got one, Nissan Maxima would be a good car to look at. Still under factory warranty, Carfax one owner, $31,992. This car will not last long. Our Maximas always sell very well. Right next to it, I've got a Nissan Altima. So if you're looking for a Nissan product, sporty looks, but don't want to spend quite as much, Nissan Altima is a good option at $25,992. And then kind of as we start winding down, probably the last one I'll show you. Now I've had a few of these. This is a 2018 Alfa Romeo Giulia all-wheel drive. The Alfa Romeo brand is a sister brand with Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat. We've sold a bunch of these cars. They're great cars. You can get them worked on here. A lot of people don't know that. 21,000 miles, 31 miles per gallon, and a lot of fun to drive. Again, as always, if you saw something in the background back there, or we're looking for something that you did not see, check our website out at BayardPreOwned.com. You're going to find a lot of great information on there, including the inventory at all of our other 11 locations, and you can deal with any of that right here in Jonesboro. We look forward to earning your business. Let us know how we can help you, and we hope you have a great weekend.